Life after 60 is like sitting quietly on the porch of your home at sunset. The day has been long, you woke up early, worked hard, faced challenges, met people, laughed, worried, sacrificed, and carried responsibilities. Now the sun is lower, the air is cooler, and everything around you feels calmer. But as you sit there, one thought rises in your heart: did I ever truly find peace of mind? This is a question that many men ask themselves at this stage of life. The body feels heavier than before, the hair has turned silver, and energy is no longer the same. But the deeper challenge is not the body, it is the mind. Memories of the past often rise like old films playing in silence. You remember the choices you made, the words you spoke, and sometimes you wonder, what if I had chosen differently? What if I had worked less? What if I had loved more? These thoughts can weigh heavily on the heart. But here is the truth: the past is already written. It cannot be erased or changed. What matters now is not what could have been, but what can still be. Peace of mind begins the day you stop wrestling with your history and start embracing it. Every mistake you made, every struggle you faced, every sacrifice you offered, they all brought you to this very moment. You are not broken because of your past, you are shaped by it. Accepting that truth is like taking a deep breath after holding it for too long. Of course, peace is not only in the mind, it is also in the body. Think of it this way: if your body is restless, how can your mind sit still? That is why health becomes a sacred treasure after 60. Imagine starting your morning with a gentle walk, feeling the cool air touch your face while the world is still waking up. Imagine eating a simple meal, light, fresh, and nourishing, and noticing how much easier it feels than heavy food. Even something as basic as drinking more water and sleeping on time changes the way your thoughts flow. A light body creates a light mind. And yet, even with health, many men struggle with silence. The children who once filled the house with laughter and noise are now grown, living their own lives. The friends you once met every evening may no longer be around. The home feels quiet, sometimes too quiet. This silence, if misunderstood, feels like loneliness. But if embraced, it becomes solitude. And solitude is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Picture yourself sitting by the window with a cup of tea. No one is calling your name, no one is rushing you. You are free. You open a book you always wanted to read but never had time for. You whisper a prayer you never said with presence before. You look outside and notice the way the sunlight falls on the trees. This is solitude, not emptiness, but a chance to reconnect with yourself. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you will discover that silence is not cruel. Silence is healing. At the heart of all true peace is something deeper, the connection with God. At this stage of life, you realize that wealth, possessions, and achievements were always temporary. What remains steady is the bond with your Creator. Imagine waking up in the morning, placing your hand on your heart, and whispering, "Thank you for another day." That small prayer shifts your entire day. When you strengthen this bond through prayer, gratitude, and reflection, worries that once seemed large begin to feel small. Peace flows in not because life is perfect, but because your heart is anchored. And life after 60 is not just about reflection, it can also be about rediscovery. Think of the passions you once set aside: gardening, painting, writing, music, or even simple hobbies like cooking or storytelling. Now, you finally have the time to explore them. Imagine planting a seed in your garden and watching it slowly grow into a flower. Imagine sitting at a desk, writing your memories in a notebook so your grandchildren can one day read them. Imagine calling an old friend and laughing together about the days when you were both young and fearless. These are not small things, they are moments that remind you that life is still colorful, still full of joy. But one of the heaviest burdens that blocks peace is bitterness. Over decades, people may have hurt you, disappointed you, or walked away from you. Their actions may have left scars. Carrying that anger feels natural, but it quietly poisons the soul. forgiveness becomes the medicine. To forgive does not mean to forget or to excuse. It means you no longer allow someone else's mistake to live rent-free in your heart. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Imagine the relief of letting go of years of anger, the freedom of a lighter heart. That is peace. For decades, your time belonged to others, your work, your children, your duties. Now it must also belong to you. Taking time for yourself is not selfish, it is survival. Imagine spending an afternoon simply sitting in the garden, watching birds come and go. Or imagine walking slowly in the evening, listening to the quiet sounds of the neighborhood. These small acts are not wasted, they are how the mind heals. At the root of it all lies gratitude. Human beings always want what they do not have, but peace of mind comes only when you recognize what is already in your hands. Look around. You have a roof over your head, you have memories worth keeping, you have health that still carries you, and you have breath moving in and out of your body. These are miracles that millions would beg for. Gratitude turns an ordinary life into a blessed one. The more thankful you become, the lighter your soul feels. So, what does life after 60 mean? It does not mean the end. It does not mean decline. It means a new beginning. A chapter not of rushing but of resting, not of chasing but of cherishing. You have carried the heavy burdens of life, and now it is time to put them down. The greatest gift you can give yourself in these years is not more wealth, not more success, but peace of mind. Peace is not somewhere outside, it has always been inside you. It waits for you in acceptance, in health, in solitude, in forgiveness, in gratitude, and in your bond with God. The only step left is to choose it. Say to yourself, I will no longer search for peace outside. I will live peace inside. And when you make this choice, you discover something beautiful. The years after 60 are not years of loss but years of wisdom. They are not years of decline but of discovery. They can be the richest years of your life, if you live them with peace. So, my dear friend, look back without regret, look forward without fear, and look within with calmness. Your story is not ending. It is simply turning into the chapter of wisdom, serenity, and quiet joy. And that chapter, if you allow it, can be the most beautiful one yet.